Let's begin inside the box with Chobits. And this is a very beloved DVD release. I believe at the time I was only buying stuff that I had already downloaded. And my friend bought me Chobits DVD 1 at around the release date because he had heard good things about it, and we watched it and we enjoyed it, and I kept up on the rest of the DVDs. At that time, my anime buying was primarily spending my $20 a week allowance on anime. Not a week, but every other week. Rather twice a month, I think. But it still meant that, like, since this came out every other month, that meant that I could keep up on the release. Now, as you can see, I got the individuals as they came out. So far, we haven't seen any of the mini pencil boards. But I should have one or two, at least. I think we've got one right here. Oh, maybe there was only 4 of them in the last 4 volumes to give this big picture of Chi here. Well, we can't even see the picture of Chi behind the DVD. Okay, well, let's keep that in mind and take a look at these next 3 volumes. This is some pretty artwork. I really like the way these DVDs came out. Part of that could be nostalgia. Oh, and the series itself, I really like the series. Hey, I have that. Right there. It's really interesting exploring these DVDs because it was during this DVD release that Pioneer. See, as you can see, these say Pioneer up there, but here on DVD 6, that's when it says Genie on Pioneer. So that's when they started shifting names. Look at that. No, I do not have one in DVD 6. And last but not least, DVD 7, which mostly has the in-between episodes. And as we can see here, I've got this one, so I don't have all 4 of them, and I cannot show a complete picture. I would say that since this is the lower right, we got that, and it feels like I'm probably missing the most important one, which was probably in DVD 6. So if I have to go back and get it, I can do that. Chobits. It actually kind of looks like a manga release from the side, doesn't it? And I also got a Chobits on Blu-ray when I started collecting them, because I knew I would want this, even though this is most likely upscaled. This is the Blu-ray release for Chobits, so that was the real goal. We can see a lot of familiar artwork here. Don't know anything about the quality of the content per se, but that wasn't the goal in getting it, so that doesn't matter so much. Next up, we've got Girls Bravo. which is, I remember it being amusing. Not necessarily groundbreakingly good, but I've been curious enough to want to rewatch it. Probably because of a couple things. I don't know. But yeah, I got the 6 individual DVDs release of this. Not sure if there have been any others, but it can be really easy to not have to look for more when you've got everything you need, right? And as a Genion release, I guess it's hard to tell if they would have complete collectioned this. Because I think there could be a lot of stuff that Genion missed in that regard. Some things they just put in boxes and reboxed. But I wonder if they ever did that for this. Or if Funimation did that. Oh, that's Girls Bravo. Just these 6 DVDs, which look more DVD-ish. And then we have Yu-Gi-Oh! And my first season came in this tin, which I assume is either not unusual or this is the complete first season. It has Funimation logo, 4Kids logo. So I think this is right. I have no clue what any of these things are. I really should watch it. Maybe an insert went there. This is a rather clumsy way to store them, but not uncommon, I guess. Well, not rare. Maybe they're less common than usual. You see them more in Viz releases nowadays. And Season 2 is in this much more compact form, which is nice because I can just open it and flip through. Again, I don't know much about the content of the series itself, other than this Yu-Gi-Oh! Being a sequel to something else, which is called Yu-Gi-Oh! And this one was probably Yu-Gi-Oh! Something. Season 3, of course, has this, is in this form as well. If Season 1 is supposed to be in this form, that would probably be good to know. Hold on. That looks familiar. Probably because that image is on another DVD I've seen. Let's see. At this point, I put the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie right there. This is the one that is anime. Not to be confused with something I forgot to dig out. That would be Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters 1 and 2, which I believe is not actually anime. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! But I believe 4Kids commissioned the makers in Japan to make it for people in here in the US. So this one was not actually intended for a Japanese audience, which violates a lot of rules in terms of what counts as anime and whatnot. But those are there. Those are what they look like, and I'm setting those aside so that we can continue our little Yu-Gi-Oh! Trek. Season 4 started being released in individuals. And we've got 3 individual releases before they stopped at 424, Paradise Found. And did Season 5 stuff. So we've got Yu-Gi-Oh! Grand Championship, which has 2 discs in it. And starts at episode 501, which is not 501, I believe, but Season 5, Episode 1. And then we've got Dawn of the Duel, Part 1, which with 2 discs. And 515 to 527. And then Dawn of the Duel, Part 2. Which goes from 528 to 540, which is called The Final Duel, which is probably the end of the series. So, other than some episodes in Season 4, a lot of it is out, apparently. Let's see, I have here the 3 uncut Yu-Gi-Oh! Volumes I know were released. I don't know if Volume 4 ever got out, but I haven't found copies of it, so I'm just monitoring to see if they ever show up. Let's see. Why don't we go ahead and set these aside, since they're kind of a lot of space are being taken up by them. And take a look at Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, of which so these first ones, we've got a 101 through 106. Not much on the inside of that one. We've got a 107 through 113. We've got volume 3 with a 114 through 120. Oh look, the Dark Magician Girl. Then we've got volume 4 with 121 through 128. Then we've got a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Sacred Beasts Part 1, which is kind of volume 5 because it has a 5 there. But unlike the previous ones, this one actually has, well, first of all, the stereotypical Funimation insert, but also 2 discs. It doesn't say on the back the numbers it goes to, but it has a Doomsday Duel Part 1 through... Oh no, these are numbered according to what's on the disc. Doomsday Duel, Field of Screams, Fear Factor, Sibling Rivalry, Dual Distractions, Get Yard Game On, the Dark Scorpions, and A Lying Legend. So 12 episodes. That one was at 28, so that's 40. And then this one, which is Sacred Beasts 2, which is volume 6, has another 12 episodes, giving us a total of 52 episodes, I guess. 2 seasons worth of stuff. Oh. Invertible cover. And it ends with the Graduation Match Part 2. I don't know if that's all of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, but that's more of it than I would have thought. I thought it was like 26. Not that that's a bad thing. The more of it that comes out, the better, because I think the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff has been suspended, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, and now comes the longer one, but I'm going to do this one in a bit of a cheap way. I'm going to show my NIS releases, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm going to pretty much show the DVD cases, and that's about it. So we've got Toradora Parts 1 and 2. These are all the premium editions, of course. We've got Our Home's Fox Deity. I don't think I ever finished this. I should go back and finish it. Our Home's Fox Deity Volume 2. These are heavy and they take up a lot of space, so I'm going to move them out of the way quickly now so that we can go to Katanagatari, which I have been feeling like rewatching. This one's a very something series, something set. We got Katanagatari Volume 2. Lots of colors in the covers. Let's see. Next up, we've got Kimi ni Todoke, or at least we've got the first volume here. And then the second volume here. The third volume, of course, isn't out yet, which contains, I believe, the second season, which may only be a half season. That I remember seeing that on the radar, so that's kind of close to coming out. Kind of being close enough to be listed on Right Stuff, I believe. Next up, we've got Persona Trinity Soul, which I also need to finish. I mean, I think I watched the first half, but at this point, since I don't remember, I'll probably need to start off before I watch the second half. We've got Working, or Wagnaria. Look, I did not download the original version, and I still think of this as Working and not Wagnaria. That's how crazy it is. We've got Arakawa Under the Bridge, which feels smoother. Also, it feels strange right there. I don't know what to make of that. This is a combination Blu-ray DVD release. Katanagatari was also... Maybe Kimi ni Todoke was as well, but I don't remember right now. Here we've got Arakawa Under the Bridge Season 2, which is Under the Bridge by Bridge. This one is DVD Blu-ray as well. And a very strange looking series. Next up, we've got Pandora Hearts. Which I have to admit, definitely looks very neat on the front cover. Not as sure here. But yeah, that is definitely a really, something about that cover really catches my eye. Second one is pretty close in that way as well. I've got so much stuff I still need to watch. And once again, we've got an even different, instead of smooth, this one has a more textured feel to it. House of Five Leaves. And for all of these, I've done the replacements. There's been a total of 4 so far. Replacement discs for the first release of Toradora and Trinity, Persona Trinity Souls. New cover for Our Home's Fox Deity 2 and House of the Five Leaves. They accidentally released a monaural version, So I've done replacements on all of those, and I have copies of the original. And then their latest, Occult Academy, which is their first Blu-ray only release. It was a very intriguing series. Definitely good at the beginning, and after that I think it was still good, but it can be hard to say. Anyways, there we go. That's the last of them. Although I guess, to be fair, why don't we take out the camera and take a look at all of these NIS releases. Together. And they're not in any kind of order. They're just whatever manages to keep them. In fact, they're not even necessarily consistent in terms of which side has this information on them or not. Yeah, there we go. That's finishing up inside the box with my NIS releases.